What's up? What's going on? Hide and read. Got some of the lowest hanging fruit in all of BookTube land here. It's a book haul. Nice, easy video. Hang around. I'm sure you'll see something cool. Uh, got new books. Got some used ones. I went to Target, Barnes and Noble, and a local uh, library book sale. At least around me, the library sales have seemed to have hit like a peak, and I don't know. I think probably have been exhausted. I think all the scanner people have come in and kind of cleaned the shelves out a bit, and there's probably a lot of stuff sitting in the YouTube, Amazon warehouse, which is basically these people's houses, and so everything is kind of sitting online, and now we're gonna have to wait for some sort of liquidation to happen before we have a big flood like that again. At least in this area, I'm in New Jersey, and yeah, I think maybe like 2 years ago, maybe last year even, towards the beginning of the year was probably the peak of this. I don't even see the scanner guys around anymore, so uh, maybe it's better that way. It's back to like the treasure hunt days. So anyway, I picked this book up at Target. It's quite scandalous. Hunting Adeline, H.D. Carlton. Um, this book is very scandalous, to put it lightly. Um, yeah, it's going to be fun to do the review. This is part of my reading romance kind of arc here on BookTube. Um, it's absolutely filthy. I think it's morally reprehensible. There's really nothing positive about reading this book. And I absolutely loved reading the first 250 pages, but after that I had to put it down and just read something a little bit lighter, because I honestly could have just blown through, what is this, 600 pages of this book, but it's a little bit much, to be honest. So I'll get back to it tonight, maybe tomorrow, but I had to take a couple days off, and I was so impressed by this awful book that I went and picked up book 2 in the Cat and Mouse duet, Hunting Adeline, H.D. Carlton. They call these dark romance. This one's pretty dark, to be honest. I was suggested this by a friend of a friend, and also I saw a couple months back during the summer, Thomas McNulty had his daughter on the channel, and she was making suggestions about these kind of dark romance style books, and she suggested both of them, and yeah, so I'm reading them. It's gonna be fun to review. It's definitely, I'm not the target audience for this kind of stuff, but it's fun to read, to be honest, and I'm not, probably won't suggest that anybody read it, to be honest, but I'm having fun reading it. It's complicated. Anyway, we'll talk about it when the time comes. So my other new book that I purchased, this was a Christmas gift. So I didn't purchase it, but you know, I asked for it. I got it. Swan Song, Robert McGammon. It's like The Stand, but it's not. It's the other Stand. It's Swan Song. I was trying all year to find a copy of this book, and I think just because the size of it, um, every the few copies that I did see and used were just completely beat to crap. So I gave up. Got myself a brand new copy. So I bet a couple of you have read this. I'm looking forward to reading it. Hopefully that happens this year. Okay. On to the used. Let's see what we got. This was pretty cool. Nonviolence. These books are, this is like a compilation of texts in the Theravada tradition, with the Buddha talking about nonviolence. And the monk that put this together is a student of Ajahn Chah, and he's this Thai forest monk. He passed away quite some time ago, I believe, but yeah, he's in the Thai forest Buddhist tradition, and it's very traditional, but if you want to have like a kind of a more solid understanding of what Buddhism is, it's confusing because, at least in the West, what we're given is the traditions from like China, Japan, and Nepal. And Japan is a little bit closer to what actual Buddhism most likely was, but definitely these Thai forest monks are a lot closer to the book, um, because in Nepal, you're basically what you're looking at is a form of Bon, basically Bon. It's like a type of shamanism in Nepal, and that doesn't have a ton of. I mean, it doesn't have a lot to do with Buddhist philosophy, to be honest. And if you look in Japan, there's Zen, which is very Taoist, which isn't as far out as Bon Buddhism. That's like what the Dalai Lama practices, um, but still, um, yeah. We'll talk about Buddhism some other time, but uh, really, it's from India, and basically there are, after a couple hundred years, there were no more Buddhist monastics in India. They moved on to places like Afghanistan, and yeah, it's fun to talk about. And there's like a big Greek influence and everything. So anyway, Ajahn Chah, check him out. Chah, very interesting character. All right, this is channel appropriate. Louis L'Amour, The Haunted Mesa. I've been looking out for a copy of this book. I'm glad to have finally gotten one. And it's a really cool copy, too. Hardcover, clean dust jacket. I don't think anybody even read this, to be honest. So, yeah, Louis L'Amour, Haunted Mesa. It might be first edition. I didn't even look, to be honest. I didn't think I would see... Ooh, my voice cracked. Didn't think I would see any Louis L'Amour, but there it was. This was a cool one. We were just talking about Buddhism. I knew that this book existed, but I wasn't even aware who the author was or what the title was. I just knew about the subject and when it came out. I just heard about it and I was kind of looking for it, but here it is. Magic in Islam, Michael Muhammad Knight. I gotta get something to drink. This is all about kind of like the occult practices in Islam, which I don't think gets talked about too much. Mostly the type of Islam that we're aware with, again, in the West, is this like extremist militant version, which is very kind of recent. So this will be fun. And here we go. Here's another one. Stanislaw Lem. I haven't read anything by this guy. I think his brother writes too. Cyber Aid, which, if I understand correctly, involves two robots traveling the universe and trying to out-invent each other with crazy inventions. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, these books are kind of hard to find, so when I see them, I pick them up. I have one other one too. I just haven't gotten around to reading it. And yeah. Russian sci-fi. And now for the last one. So I really want to read Seven Pillars of Wisdom this year, and I want to read oh geez, the name is escaping me. Gone with the Wind. I have my book over there, Gone with the Wind, and I want to read Seven Pillars of Wisdom. And for Gone with the Wind, I have kind of another book that goes along with it. It's the letters to and from the author, Margaret Mitchell. And now I have, for Seven Pillars of Wisdom, I have Lawrence of Arabia, the biography. It's enormous, as you could see, but very happy to have this. Yeah, I really want to get around to reading Lawrence of Arabia. Seven Pillars of Wisdom and Gone with the Wind this year. But you never know. Last year I was dead set on reading War and Peace for the first time. I don't know how. 12 months went by and I didn't even start reading that book. I wasn't keeping track, but I would imagine well over 100 books last year, and none of them was War and Peace or anything by Tolstoy. So uh, I don't think I'm going to read it this year for some reason either. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. Time will tell. Look at this stack. This year I'm going to keep better track of what I'm reading. Just titles and page count, I think. I don't have any goals in mind, but I'm kind of curious. So until next time, find somewhere to hide. I bet you have something to read. Peace.